Hi guys, welcome back. This document is the Hazard Report and Risk Assessment form, another critical form within the WHS compliance. And as we keep saying, we'll keep saying it through all the videos that you look at. Forms are the perfect way to make sure that you've got your WHS compliance in place. They're simple to use, they don't take a lot of time to manage, and they can make sure that you've covered every aspect of what you need to cover as far as your WHS compliance. Hazard Report and Risk Assessment form is used if somebody identifies something that can cause injury or sickness in the workplace. So if somebody, if they're working with, the example here is a broken machine guard. So if you're working with a saw and the guard's broken, obviously that's a risk because the guard is there to reduce risk. If it's broken, that's a risk. If you notice a floor is always wet, if you notice there's boxes in a stairwell, if you notice that somebody is nearly getting injured somewhere all the time, this is the form that you use because what it covers is what the hazard is, what's the consequence of the hazard. At the back here, something that's common in a lot of risk management, not just WHS, but in risk management is what's the matrix of it? So what's the risk that this is actually going to happen? If you look at somebody using a coffee machine, what's the risk that they are going to get burnt? Is it very likely, may happen, or unlikely to happen? I mean, somebody getting burnt by a coffee machine may happen sometimes, depending on the person, could be likely to happen. Something to remember here, it's not necessarily new people who get injured with these. As people go through tasks longer, they get lazy or they find shortcuts. So it's not always necessarily new people that have to be a high likelihood. What's the consequence? So is somebody going to die or be disabled if they get burnt in a coffee machine? Potentially. Probably not going to die, but they can be disabled. Is it a long-term illness or serious injury, or is it lost time injury in first aid? Probably lost time injury in first aid if they get burnt by the steam wand on a coffee machine. If it's likely to happen and it's lost time, that's a 4. That's fairly high, and I'm probably being a little bit conservative with that. Those who work in cafes probably say no, we're even close to that. If that's the case, you set this risk to where you think it should be. You're the one who's working with it, you're the one who's going to have to manage that risk and explain that risk. So if you think, nah, we've been working this cafe for 20 years, it's never happened, well then it's unlikely to happen. So that's a 6, which means very, very low priority. Maybe put up a sign, be careful of hot wand or something like that. That would cover a 6. If it's a 1, you need to think about changing your machine or putting up some pretty serious engineering to make sure that doesn't change. Doesn't cause any more problems. So effectively, what's a hazard? What are the proposed solutions? This normally would go to the OHS representative or the committee because they have to manage this process. WHS doesn't have to be expensive to fix. I often use an example. We went to a workshop once and there was people walking in and out of the workshop, put a plastic chain up with a do not enter sign, cost them about $6 I think, problem solved. People weren't going in there anymore. They're actually removed from the area. If it's a more expensive change, like if the machine is causing issues, the machine needs to be changed, it might need to go to a higher person. So that covers all that, talks about the control measures. You've got your risk process at the back. Use that document if anything's found. As usual, any problems, any concerns, please let us know and we'll be happy to help. Thank you. Bye.